Exodus 21:16. He the man and selleth him.
You steal the man, kidnap the man, you hold him fast. You hold him tight that he can't go. Go ahead.
And selleth him.
We got over prayer real quick.
He shall surely be put
Oh
to
shit,
death.
I clicked it, yeah. But athletes. So good. Yeah, we live. Hold on, let me get mine. Can I just wait? Couldn't wait for one. Yeah. Get that, first start off with Matthew.
Yeah, you can start off with
20, 26, 40.
Yeah.
What's the title?
It's couldst thou watch with me for 1 hour? Could he not watch with me for 1 hour? Watch and pray that he enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Going to the hour of temptation too.
With the intro, man.
Intro?
Alright, so
You got
yeah, we're gonna do another weekly sit down. But first and foremost, we want to give up praise and all glory unto
Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
Alright, Yahawah is the true name of the Heavenly Father. Yahawashi is the true name of His only begotten Son. Alright, they are the true and living power. There is no God beside them, man. Okay, we want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone and well, who've taught us this truth to spread power BaHaSham, and honors and citations to the elect doctrine, man. So what was the title again, brother?
It's could he not watch with me for 1 hour? Could he not watch with me for 1 hour?
Alright, counsel, bring out that
Come.
that first precept.
This is Matthew chapter 26, verse 40. And he cometh unto the disciples and findeth them asleep, and saith unto Peter, what could he not watch with me for 1 hour? All right, so we got to be awoke in prophecies, okay? Because we know that the day is approaching, all right? We got to stay awoke in prophecies and know exactly what is coming against us, all right? So Yahawashi is asking his disciples, could you not watch with him for 1 hour? All right, so we got to stand upon our watch as prophets, all right, to declare the upcoming destruction and also to prove, because the Lord is bringing us through the fire to prove if we're acceptable unto him or not, all right? So,
and also, real quick, to add on that too, Yahawashi is asking us to hold on for him, you know what I'm saying, just for a small season. Because if you remember when the Apostle Hard calculated, remember how he added up a day to the Lord is 1,000 years is 1 day. So, and I remember Apostle Hard calculating, he said I believe he said 1 hour or something like that is around 41 years or something like that to the Lord, if I'm not mistaken. Any of y'all remember that?
Yeah, that sounds familiar, yeah.
Yeah, so, we obviously know we ain't got 40 years left within this kingdom left, but that just shows you the short amount of time frame that we have left that we have to hold fast within Yahawashi, and that he is coming back within our lifetime. So he's just asking us, you know what I'm saying, brothers, I just need y'all to hold the foot down. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming shortly, just hold it down for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's all he asking for, because he put his life down on the line for us, so it's only right that we do our part, is just to bear with him and for all his suffering that he did for our whole nation. You know what I'm saying?
and also too, this is the account in the Garden of Gethsemane. And Gethsemane means oil press. Yahawashi was pressed in the spirit. So the elect, we're not going to escape easily neither. We're not going to escape easily. Just like Yahawashi prayed to the Heavenly Father to let that cup removed, to not be applied to him or whatever, that we're going to be facing, things that are going to be coming at us continually. All right? The hour of temptation. So this is in the Garden of Gethsemane, which means oil press. So the elect are going to be pressed too in the spirit. All right? Yeah, that was pretty much it on that.
I got something. So Rawchaa chapter 36, verse 16, quick and to the point, says, reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful. Okay? So, this is a short season, man. Here it is, Romans 13:11. All right, says, for knowing that he brought it out early in Ken. All right, knowing that it's high time to wake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. So you know we don't got too much longer to go, man. You know, especially if you walking within the spirit, man. Okay, because look, man, the second register says measure down the time diligently within itself. So if you into these news, man, you know you staying, you being a watchman. You see that we ain't got much longer yet, man. You obviously see that, man. So what the thing that you have to do is stay on fire, man. You know, stay diligent and continue to do these works, man, and do your part to wake up the whole full light, man. Okay, and to seal the whole full light, because guess what? We're gonna be rewarded for what we're doing, man. We're watching. You know, that's a beautiful scripture, man. You know, to live by in these day and ages, man. We're watching and we're staying up, you know, and doing our part, man. So I gotta read that again. Sirach 36:16 says, "Reward them that wait for thee." See, we're staying up, man. You know, we're not taking no damn deals, all right? No 501c3 deals. We're not trying to be friends with no goddamn apologetics, man. You know, we're doing what we gotta do, man. Okay, in sincerity and truth to please Yahawashi, man. And guess what? There's gonna be a reward for that, man. You know, Lord willing, we reap our rewards during Jacob's trouble. Okay, even if it's just to get by, all right, and not die of a grievous death like the rest of these niggas, man. Okay, it says, "And let thy prophets be found faithful," man. All right, so you know we stay up, man. All right, following the flock, feeding the flock, man. You know, hey, man, make sure you staying prayed up. And in 2 Peter 1:10, man, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. So we can continue to endure, man. You know, just for this little season. All right, we're gonna get tremendous blessings for that, man. But you got a lot of dudes who can't wait. They've lost their patience, man. And the scriptures say, "Woe unto them that have lost patience." Right? Here it is, the Lord. I was saying it can't. You got something called freak accidents, man. Freak accidents, where just horrific, totally crazy shit where wouldn't even think of happens to people, man. And if it happens to regular people, what's gonna happen to 2/3 who put Yahawashi on the cross afresh, man? You know, who turned his back on the Lord. You know, and even as it says in Hebrews, man, we are not unto them that draw back unto perdition.
Yep.
Okay? Because when you draw back, you go back into the world, you're a fucking dead man walking, man. Okay? So it's best to just watch, all right, and watch and do these works, all right, be found faithful. Because that's another thing, man. You know, Yahawashi made the parable, blessed is he when his servant cometh and he finds them watching, man, you know, doing the works. Because you got a brother out there that passed away in the Bahamas. Right? I believe either the Bahamas or Jamaica, Salutations. But guess what? When he passed away, he was doing the works. Okay? So guess what? Yahawashi found him doing the works, man. You know, so that's how you want to be, man. All right? If you have to go into the spirit world, man. You want to be found doing these works, man. Okay? You don't want to be found going back into the fucking world.
Hey, real quick, hey, somebody go back to Matthew 26 and 40 again and read through, just a little more. We get off of that. Somebody got it?
I got it out.
Yeah.
This is Matthew 26 and 40. And he cometh unto Salakia, and he cometh unto the disciples, and findeth them asleep, and saith unto Peter, "What? Could ye not watch with me 1 hour?
Keep going.
Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak."
Right, so still hold it, but as I mentioned, you know what I'm saying, what that 1 hour, and we know that we had that short season just to wait on the Lord. So it's like what the spirit is willing to do everything to uphold the ways in the Lord, but it's that flesh that caught men up during, you know, our apostles' time, you know what I'm saying, during the 90s and in the early 2000s, that got them caught up and got them to stumble in the world. They didn't think about, you know what I'm saying, the benefits that they were receiving, and they didn't think about, well, regardless if Yahawashi didn't come out in the year 2000, we still only have a short season. They didn't keep that same patience, that same faith within the Lord until the end. You know what I'm saying? So we picking up, you know what I'm saying, from where they left off, and we have them as examples of how not to be and to continue to walk within his faith towards Yahawashi. You know what I'm saying? So I'll keep going up.
It says, he went away again the second time and prayed, saying, "O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done." And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them and went away again and prayed the third time, saying the same words.
Exactly. So, when Yahawashi went and he came, he saw him sleep again. So it's like, well, goddamn, like, you know what I'm saying? Can I find some faithful men that's just gonna hold it down, that's not gonna go back to sleep on me? I did all this for you. You can't just give me this 1 hour's worth of time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just put in this work. Just hold the fort down. It's a real short season. We're in a real privileged position to be at the bittersweet end, and we still young men within this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to take full advantage of the position in which we're in and truly uphold everything in which Yahawashi did for us, man. You know? And for people to fall out now at this given point, like, you got to be a goddamn fool, because you pretty much throwing away salvation. The Lord is dangling the keys to the kingdom right in your face. But you saying, nah, you taking too long, man. What? Are you serious? This is the last time we're going to have to be within this present earth suffering. The very last time we got to go through any suffering as a whole, as a nation. Why not put up that sacrifice for the Lord? Why not wait that little short season? You know?
Hey, I just may add, you know, that's how it proves that, you know, when you look at it back then when Yahawashi, the disciples, before they would be apostles, you know, they was on a certain level. And now that, you know, 2019, the prophets are back, all right, and we have this knowledge on 100%, you know, what the Lord gave us, it truly lets you know that, you know, troubles await us. And that's what the Yahawashi was preaching to us, that trouble is coming. So if you in trouble, you're going to be alert. If you know that it's trouble approaching, you're going to be alert. But when you're not realizing that the trouble is tomorrow, you know, you just still going through the motions, you know, and then all suddenly, you know, then next thing you know, wrath come upon you. But it tells us in,
First Thessalonians 5:3.
yeah, where he said,
Set of destruction.
yeah,
Set of destruction cometh upon them.
that one, but another one where, what's it, 5th chapter?
It's Rock 5, right?
No, not Sirach 5. Is it First Thessalonians? Damn.
5 and 3?
Nah, where he says, you know, that, damn.
It's like, yeah,
I was from my brain today, man.
First Thessalonians 5.
Yeah, you know.
I got that one.
Yeah, you bring it up. Yeah.
Hey, and two, just to add on to that, it's like how the brother said, like, pretty much that's when the Lord catches people within their security. Just because you let that eye fall asleep just a little bit, and then you let that shortness, you know what I'm saying, that eye winking away, you just let it completely go into the full-blown slumber. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're sleeping on the Lord and what He has planned for this earth, and not seeing and not completely foreseeing the vision that is right there. That is right there. You know what I'm saying? And that's the main problem with Israel in general, is that Israel never had that patience. When you go back to when the Lord was bringing us through the wilderness, as soon as the Lord brought us out of Egypt, did all of these miracles for us, all these wondrous things, what Israel do? Go right to worshiping false idols. No type of patience whatsoever. So what has to separate us from the rest of those people that didn't have patience within the Lord? We got to make sure that we have that patience, because we know that what patience, because the word petah, means to suffer. And so we know what through much tribulation and suffering shall we enter into the kingdom. That's the only way we're going to get through. So how the brother pointed out, the garden of Gethsemane meaning oil press. So as Yahawashi was pressed, as him being the anointed one that's being pressed, we hope to be the anointed ones to be pressed and to strive through unto the end, man. You know?
quickly, sir. This is Isaiah chapter 53, and I'm going to get to the point, verse 7. It says, he was oppressed, and he was afflicted, yet he opens not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before his shearers is dumb. So he opens not his mouth. Now, really quickly, we're bringing out the scripture in the Garden of Gethsemane. The apostles and the disciples, they weren't wicked for going to sleep on the Lord. It was really the Lord that put the spirit on them to sleep, because Yahawashi had to walk his own path by itself, and he realized that, and that's why he didn't open his mouth. He took his punishment like a man, you know. But now the time is for us, all right, to walk in the same paths of BaHaSham Yahawashi. And with that, I got another scripture. All right, this is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. It says, "Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you."
Right.
Okay, because now it's our turn to walk that walk.
To be oil pressed.
It's time for us to be oil pressed. Okay.
And then, you know, hey, Spirit bears witness. Jake said that, man. What's happening when I press you, man? You know, I mean, what? You about to get tested, man. See, the Spirit bears witness that we are the children of the living power, man. It's a lot of different, you know, words that our people use as slang, man. You know, it's a scripture that even speaks upon how we keep some of these laws, statutes, and commandments naturally, man. You know, because we're the children of this book, man. So we're gonna be what? We're gonna be pressed, man. Okay, why? Because even in the Apocrypha it says, you know, it tells us the mindset of wicked as evil E, man. Like, oh, they think they're the sons of the Most High. Let's prove him to see if his words be true, man.
That's what
See,
prove his patience.
and then that's going to us getting pressed, man. So, hey, that goes back to scripture I brought. Let thy prophets be found faithful, man. You know, in that day.
Now there's a quote in the world that says pressure makes diamonds or burst pipes. You know, it you know makes you think, you know, the fiery
Fiery trial.
no, not the fiery trial. That's what I'm reading right now. But the Lord shall bring you through the fire. You know, as gold is
I got
tried.
it right here. This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 5.
I was thinking
For
second.
gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable, man, in the furnace of adversity.
Right.
You're gonna go through different trials, afflictions.
Going to show that the truth isn't for everybody. It's acceptable for those, you know, who are silver, who are gold,
Right.
you know, who are stubble, who's gonna burst, who's gonna fold.
Hey, just laying back in our Shapars, we said how men today as slain, they be like, yo, I'm pressing them. You know, because what happens when somebody press you enough, you give in or you give up. You know, that's how you get something out of somebody. You just keep pressing them, pressure like a woman.
To test somebody.
Yeah, you might have a woman and, you know, she's single, whatever, she has a job, and you just keep pressing her. You know, not too much, but not too little, but you stay on it, then boom, you got a number. You know, a Jake could do it to you to what? Supplant you until you be like, all right, man, go ahead, man, you got it. I got it, you know, because you was oppressed.
Even that dude Drake, man, said keep playing around and we're gonna have to test your egg to prove that you ain't hard boiled. You know, something like that. We're gonna have to crack your egg to prove that you ain't hard boiled, man. Okay? Because you gotta be hard in this truth, man. And that's what you're gonna find out. It's the same thing with the brother said. Some gonna be stubble, some will go, hey, some eggs is gonna crack. Some is gonna be that hard boiled, man.
Hey, the hard that the brother's talking about is being hard for the spirit, you know, in the spirit, not the physical hardness that you gotta be this super duper warrior. Nah, it's talking about the conscience in your spirit. You gotta really have a strong mind. And the way to have that mind is by being raised up and built up in the truth. The Lord truly gave us, like we speaking now of history, speaking of our Lord, the hour before he was going to go through hell, man, and he was being pressed. All right, that right there alone is to bring forth the remembrance, okay, of us to have this, let's say, wisdom today to get through our turn to go be pressed, you know?
And one more thing, Salaki, because also to back that up as well, that's why the scriptures say the race is not given to the swift or to the strong. You know, you're gonna have a lot of musclehead niggas out here crying like bitch ass niggas, man.
Men shall be as women.
You know, musclehead niggas begging you.
Shooting range niggas, shooting range Israelites.
Gangster Israelite rappers, man.
Pull up boys.
The pull-up boys, man. You know, you're gonna have a lot of muscle-bound niggas thinking they hard-body, gang-banging ass niggas begging you, please, man, please let me come with you. I ain't got. What we gonna say? Such as offer death to death, such as offer the sword to the sword.
Right.
So you know that's right. It's about Yahawah Shemashai. You know, the first Maccabees says victory cometh from the Lord, man. All right. So it's all about being hard in the spirit, man. Of Yahawah Shemashai, going hard. You know, the scriptures say, put. If I found something to do it with all thy might.
Right.
So this is back in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice, in it so much as ye are partakers of Yahawashi's sufferings.
See?
Hey, my bad, real quick. Remember what in Acts 5, when the men of the Lord got their ass beat for the Lord, they rejoiced.
Oh,
not.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you gotta imagine in the scriptures, they sitting there, they all lumped up, bloody lip and all that stuff, laughing, rejoicing.
You know, while the ass beating was taken, they wasn't rejoicing, but right afterwards you can reflect like, yo, we just took the ass beating for the Lord.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be happy about that. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go through the chastisements, it's always a sign like, yo, the Lord is still dealing with you, man.
Yeah.
When you're going through those scenarios, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely always a blessing, even though you hate to go through the situations, but it is what it is. And that's why, and it said what? So in the previous scripture, brothers that Paul said what? And the Lord not open his mouth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, bear your punishment like a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And, I mean, and you know, if you, it's one thing if you catching hell for doing wickedness or doing something in the world, but that example, here it is, the disciples, what was it? I'm sorry, Peter, and who were the two that got?
Was it
When the disciples got beat up, it was because I think it was Paul and Barnabas. Yeah. When they were getting, yeah, they were getting beat. Right, but they were getting beat up. Why? Because what they kept on proclaiming the name BaHaSham Yahawashi. That's what all of it was about.
Well,
it was over something simple, man.
Hey, like the apostles say, that the Lord is a hard teacher, and you gotta understand when you striving in this truth, and when certain things happen to you, and you know that you only done righteousness, it gives you more faith to be afflicted, and that's considered strange. Because you're being afflicted, but you're laughing and happy about it.
Yeah.
That's because the Lord basically just acknowledged it. You acknowledging that, yo, I'm a man of the Lord.
Yeah.
The Lord knows that I'm a man. I'm doing good then.
God.
So it excites you, man.
Verse 13 again. But
Real quick, BaHaSham, because in 2 Ezra 16, it gets into how they're gonna come like madmen, sparing none.
Yeah.
And it said, then you gonna know whom I chosen. So right then and there, you gonna know for sure. I gotta be the Lord's elect. They coming for me, and all I did was teach the Bible.
Yeah.
These niggas locking me up. They at my front door. There it is. I'm being dragged out my house, punched in the face, put into a paddy wagon or whatever. Right then and there, we ain't doing nothing but reading the Bible.
Yeah.
So right then and there, you gonna know that you one of the Lord's elect.
That's what we saying I can't, man. Yeah, it is. Like you said, you got gruesome shit on the internet as far as women that bare naked giving birth. That's gruesome, that's bloody. You actually physically see it, but here it is, we're getting persecuted for saying things.
Right. Right. But by preaching the words that the Lord presented to us in the scriptures.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing.
Right.
We're reading the scriptures and we're actually prophesying what the Lord said was gonna happen. This is none of us. And we didn't write this down. We couldn't make this up. Even Esau himself couldn't make this story up.
No.
It's too much on point.
Yeah.
So
It's so crazy to the point where here it is, we're talking about hate in the Bible, we're talking about certain acts, here it is, this country was founded on acts of hate, on actual rape, robbery, and murder. Christianity in itself, how many people died underneath Christianity where guys like Vocab Malone and all their followers want us to go back to?
Facts.
How many deaths were behind Christianity? How was America founded? How did Esau get his kingdom to the way that it was? Rape, robbery, and murder. All we're doing is talking about Yahawashi Yahawashi coming back. And if you don't believe in what we're saying, then why are you mad?
Exactly.
Why are you mad? Tell me why you mad. Tell me why you mad. Why are you mad?
Hey, what the scriptures say in Acts, don't bring this man. It said, don't bring this man blood upon us. I was telling Paul, don't bring this man blood upon us because you teaching in that name.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're teaching in the true name of the Lord, which they took from us. Well, they hid from us, so we wouldn't learn of the Lord and we wouldn't be of the Lord's people anymore.
Yeah.
So now you mad?
Yeah, you
You
mad.
big mad.
Bro?
Yeah.
Esau big mad.
And they hear this, I
I'll
thought,
tell you the truth.
yeah, man, cause I tell you the truth, am I an enemy, man? They hear this, I could have sworn you said we had free speech, man. Didn't Americans say that, man?
Those are your rules.
Right.
Yeah, those are your amendments, man.
Yep.
But here it is, man. We're proof that Esau's a fucking liar, man.
so they can't stop this word. though. They trying though.
Yeah, he's a goddamn liar, man. And we're gonna and we're proof, man. We're gonna show you people that you don't have no freedom. It's just a false sense.
Yup.
You really thought that you had freedom of speech, man? You really thought that you had the right to bear arms? We're gonna see if you bear arms when Esau bears foot upon your fucking door and come take your shit, man.
It's always a problem when Jake start doing it. Now they gotta switch it up.
Yeah.
When Esau do it, he's talking about his so-called privilege in the world, in America. But when Jake starts standing up for righteousness, oh, it's a problem now. We gotta take away freedom of speech. We gotta shut them black people up.
Hey man,
But Hispanic people up.
Hey, think about it. Where it talks about, and then shall that wicked be revealed. The wicked is going to be revealed through our persecution, man. Here it is, you know. Here it is. Hey, by the spirit of the Lord's mouth, man. All we're doing is talking, and we're being persecuted. And we know it's not of us. It's nothing that we're saying. It's through the words of the Bible. We're just vessels, man.
And can I say this too? Also, brothers, the scriptures. We got this the brother, Rawchaa, gave us the title through the Spirit to be watchmen. But be mindful of your surroundings, because we are being game stopped. Meaning there is individuals, agents, whatever you want to title them, watching you, and they might even come where you at just to see what you're doing up close in person. And they may just stare at you, look at you, say hello to you, and you don't know who they are. You just, hey, what's going on? They may ask you, just keep mindful. It's not to be paranoid, but just keep mind and keep watch.
Yeah.
Because the devil, is up
As
trying to think of Brian Lion, man.
At the camp today, remember? The dudes came by with that said Shalom.
Oh,
They had that $10 Jeep.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
You don't know who the hell that was, but scriptures say be peaceful, all men. Somebody say shalom, hey, just shalom, keep moving. But then brother saw the plates.
Yeah, they said the place was like
Government, yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
government
which you already know, and I'm saying you ain't tripping on for that, man. You know what I'm saying? Esau, you mad, bro? What you want, man? This is what the scriptures say, man. This is Lamentations chapter 4, verse 18. It says they hunt our steps, that we cannot go on our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Right, the end of our captivity.
Right.
And now is the beginning of your captivity, man. Whether we out here or not, man. If we fell off, the Lord will raise up fucking stones, man, to continue to preach. The scriptures say if this thing was said of men, it will come to naught. But
hey, brother, we are stones, man. It's to call us
stones.
So you can't. Hey, hey, man, like brothers, that's what they did. You gotta understand, when you read the scriptures, they did that to Elijah, man. They did that to Elisha. All right, when Elisha, I believe he came up against the king of, he didn't come up against the king of Syria, but he told another king at the time that what the king of Syria plans was. So they came around on the king of Syria. The king of Syria surrounded Elisha. And Elisha, he had angels surrounding him, man. And also Elijah, man. Same thing happened to Elijah. They, I believe it was like First Kings or whatever. The king at the time, Salakia, I'm kind of bad with names or whatever. But he was basically, sent men to, see what the ordeal was about. Because Elijah.
So Ahab? Was Ahab?
It was Amaziah, something like that. But he said that you're going to die for going, for seeking after a false god or whatever. So he tried to basically, come after the man of the Lord from what the Lord has sent him, man. Because even when you go into that story, Elijah, he was just doing his own thing. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't bothering nobody, but he spoke what the Lord told him to speak, man. That's it. The word of the Lord still came to pass, even though he sent men after him. But the point is, even if you persecute the men of the Lord, the words of the Lord ain't gonna change, man.
Yeah.
That's the Lord. That's you are not knowing the scriptures, man, being carnal. Alright?
yeah, when that was that one account as well, when the prophet, man, I was speaking the truth, okay, then he laid hands on him, man. Alright, I forgot it as well, man. I gotta brush up on it. But here it is, he got all the prophets that was preaching smooth things unto him, man. But he really wanted, I think it was Micah,
Oh yeah, you talking about Ahab and when he was trying to convince he wanted all his prophets to convince him that it was okay to go to Ramoth Gilead.
Yeah, come on. He had the one prophet, man, that wouldn't soothe his spirit, man. So he laid hands on him and all that, man. Like, look, what do you want, man? We here to do Yahawah Shema Shah's will, man.
Exactly.
Yahawashi gave us the commandment, man, to not fear men. Okay, he said, but fear him that can kill the body and soul. All right, we're the sons of Yahawashi, man. You got the chosen, then you got the chosen within the chosen, man. And the chosen within the chosen is gonna do as the Lord said, man. You know, He said, "Oh, we not to obey, the Most High because of men." You know, so we're gonna obey Yahawashi and preach this word, man, no matter what. Oh, and another thing, Sirach 11:14, man. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come from the Lord, man. So if the Lord said, yo, you can't touch that, you can't, man, because Yahawashi controls all. You remember they had that encounter down there with the Cali brother. They tried to come to his job, but hey, the Spirit defended them off, man. Ain't time to try and come down upon us yet, man. In Isaiah 59:19, man. Some of us, the standard is going to be lifted up against you, man. All right, so you're in that trick bag, Esau. All right, but as long as we keep doing our part, man, all right, to teach this truth.
Yeah, I got a quick precept. This is Isaiah chapter 55, and I'll start at 8. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Hey, the word of the Lord is higher than Esau's agenda.
That's right.
It says, verse 10, "As the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please.
Right.
And it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it."
I'll go back to up. It's Psalms 12:6. "The words of the Lord, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Nope. So the words of the Lord is not like none else. Right? It stands alone. It stands the test of time, and it stands alone.
Yeah, because he's the higher authority.
Exactly.
Okay? When the Lord speak, you shut up. Just like the Lord tells us how to be amongst apostles and elders. Being a younger brother in his faith, when the elders and apostles are speaking, you shut up.
Yep.
There's a ranking system. The Lord said he's not the author of confusion. So when the Most High says something, it's going to be down. And the Lord said he hates you Edomites and his descendants. And he said he's going to destroy this place in which you call America, which we understand to be called Babylon the Great, which is great confusion, off the face of the earth, man. He said Esau shall fall and Jacob shall come up next after, man. So Jacob, which are the father of the 12 tribes, all right, is going to be the king. It's going to be, they're going to be princes and kings in this earth after you Edomites fall, man.
And anybody that says anything contrary is calling the Lord a liar.
And the Lord gonna prove them wrong.
Let the Most High be true and every man a liar.
Right.
Die his unfaithfulness.
Right. Right. Hey, so the importance of the topic, we want to stay on topic too.
Oh, I got a scripture for that, yeah.
I just read the title again. The topic of the video is what? Could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Because we at the end. We're really compared to it's not that much long left. We don't know the set time nor day, but we do know we are in the season of the end of Esau's kingdom. So really, it's to the Lord. It could be a couple of seconds. Could be an hour. He said he would destroy America in 1 hour. So we know that Jacob's trouble is approaching. So we gotta watch.
Because real quickly, when you had did that in the beginning, I had mentioned how Pastor Har had mentioned to us before when he was breaking it down, like our days of the Lord is 1,000 years, 1 day. He broke it down like 1 hour is roughly about 41 years. So that shows you that we at the bitter end of it. You know what I mean? That was it.
This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. It says, "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life."
Yeah, fuck it out, because the Lord said I have chosen thee. Going into what? John, I think 15 and 16 or 16 and 15?
15 and 16.
Yeah, you have not chosen me, I have chosen you. You gotta understand, who was it, Jonah, Jeremiah, I think it was either Jeremiah or Isaiah. They didn't want to be prophets of the Lord. They didn't want to.
Jonah tried to flee.
He tried to flee.
Yeah.
But the Lord said, I have chosen you.
Right.
So the Lord put his spirit in us, man. A lot of times, like I went into Elijah, they was doing their own thing, man. You probably lay dormant, probably, chilling somewhere. The Lord put the spirit on him. He did what he had to do. And he went back and did what, but that's the spirit of Yahawah, Yahawashi, and that's all we coming in, man.
Hey, that's this. I'm glad you said that because you made me think. As you breaking it down, the Lord have chosen Jonah, for example. Jonah tried to flee, but the Lord is not a man that make mistakes. The Most High is perfect. If the Most High chose you, then He chose you. You're gonna do the job, and you're gonna be able to do it because I'm gonna help you. Just like with Moses. Moses was afraid that he couldn't speak. He couldn't really articulate words together to speak in front of Israel. It was scary.
You know what I'm saying? Exodus chapter 4, verses 10. And Moses said unto the Lord, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore, nor since thou hast spoken unto thy servant, but I am slow of speech and of a slow tongue. And the Lord said unto him, Who hath made man's mouth? Or who hath maketh the dumb, or deaf, or the seeing, or the blind? Have not I the Lord? Now therefore go, and I will be with thy mouth, and teach thee what thou shalt say.
The Lord is all power. Like, how dare you, question me of choosing you? Look, I'm with you. I'm with you. Go.
And that's why scriptures say, as brothers quoted, for your thoughts are not my thoughts. Because, Moses just thinking in the fleshly standpoint, because he just caught up in his emotions because he he's not eloquent within the language. But the Lord just go out there, do what you do. I'm going to hold it down. I'm going to sprinkle some little dust on it, you're going to be good to go. Real quick, one scripture real quick. It's Amos 7 and 14. Then answered Amos and said to Amaziah, I was no prophet, neither was I a prophet's son, but I was a herdman and a gatherer of sycamore fruit. And the Lord took me as I followed the flock, and the Lord said unto me, Go, prophesy unto my people Israel. You know what I'm saying? So that's just another example. You know what I'm saying? The brothers just living their lives, you know what I'm saying? Prophet might have been, doing his little thing, trying to have his little family or whatever. Then the Lord just picked you out of the lineup, your number, it's your number, it's your time. You called up, you know what I'm saying? You want to start in 5, you know what I mean? And just put you on the spot like that. And after that, it's, hey man, just like our brother said, with Jonah and all different stuff like that, you might have noticed within your own personal life, like the Lord might be calling you, but you might be kind of ducking a call for a little bit. I noticed it personally myself, you notice little signs where something is calling you towards the Lord, but it's you still trying to put it off. It's I know I need to do this, but I'm trying to do this because that's the flesh talking. But the Lord is always going to override that eventually anyway. The Lord is going to steer you down the right path in which way you want to go. Man's goals are other Lord, therefore how can a man understand his own way? You know what I'm saying? The Lord got to plan the steps for us because if we did it on our own, we'd have brought ourselves into destruction, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord brought us into our calling, That's how it's not of man's will, but it's of him that calleth,
I got to this, finish this over real quick. Because, and also, the Lord was looking at Moses that's my man's too at the same time. Because he was humble, man. And we know that the Lord loves a humble spirit, man.
He resists the proud and gives grace to the humble.
He set up the beggar, to sit among princes, man. 1 Samuel 2:6-8, man. So the Lord loves the humble spirits, man. Even King David, man. But so back in Exodus chapter 4, start verse 12 says, Now therefore go, and I will be with thy mouth, and teach thee what thou shalt say. And he said, O my Lord, sin, I pray thee, by the hand of him whom thou wilt sin. So he was still not with it, man. But then guess what? Verse 14. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Moses. And he said, Is not Aaron the Levite thy brother? I know that he can speak well. And also, behold, he cometh forth to meet thee. And when he seeth thee, he will be glad in his heart.
He was already on the way.
And sometimes I understood that because in my mom, when you read that, I think of, here it is, you might got your lady and shit, and you tell her to do something, but you're not telling her the full thing, everything, but you just tell her to do this. And it's like, but she got to question you about what you're doing. It's like, just do it. I say, do it. And then they keep being stubborn about it. Then you would have tell them, cuz I got that, and da. They go, oh, okay, why you didn't just say that? Just do what I told you to do. Yeah, you know?
Hey, that's why I said to obey is better than the sacrifice of our rams, man. And it said, verse 15, last verse, it says, and thou shalt speak unto him and put words in his mouth, and I will be with thy mouth and with his mouth, and will teach you what he shall do. What's like it says, and he shall be thy spokesman unto the people, and he shall be to thee instead of a mouth, and thou shalt be to him instead of a power. All right, so that goes to show you, the Lord even had mercy on top of that, man.
And you think about it, us brothers in this flesh today, we didn't know we were prophets. You know, when you first get into camp and brother be like, yo, speak. You know that feeling that goes through your body now. I ain't got it right now, not yet. Like next week, you know? And then or some brothers just be like, all right, and then because of the little few topics they got, hey brother, you know, give me that. And next thing you know, you speaking, and then you looking back at yourself going, y'all really spoke, yo. Damn, how the hell I say that? I don't even remember saying that. Like, damn, that's the spirit. And then that's the beginning of you realizing the Holy Spirit of the Lord dealing with you. You know?
I got something. This is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 5. Then said I, woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, Yahawah of hosts. Then flew the cherubims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he have taken with the tongues off the altar, and had laid them upon my mouth, and said, Lo, this have touched my lips, and thy iniquity is taken away, and thy sin is purged. Also I heard a voice of Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, here I am, send me. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Right? We'll finish up, right? It says, I got a few more verses, right?
Hey, that's bad in itself, because the Lord telling you that they ain't gonna listen to you, but do it anyway.
Right. Right? And watch this, right? It said, and make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. Then said I,
that's lucky. The very act of the Lord sending them out there makes them rebel even more. Look at that camp that was at camp today. We bring the word out in front of them. Like I said, the man rather walk backwards in traffic than hear the word of the Lord. Go ahead, bro. Slow.
All right. Here's the point right here. It says, then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. So, hey man, the Lord had us chose us out of the flock, and with to do this work, and to do it until the city is wasted, man, basically. To the end.
I got some real quick. This is etymology word of servant. This is noun. It's from 1200, personal or domestic attendant. From Old French servant, a foot soldier. Noun, use of servant, serving, waiting. Present participle of servir, to attend or wait upon. Which is what, going back into the title of the lesson, man. Could not ye wait for 1 hour? It says, meaning professional lover, one devoted to the service of a lady. All right, which we devoted to this word, man. This word is that one. This is a North American, in North American colonies in U.S., the usual destination for slaves. And later, in biblical translation, the word often was used to render Latin service, Greek, doulos, slave.
It said dedicated to a service, right? And what Paul said in Romans 9, 1 and 4, right, which he could did for his brethren, to whom pertain the adoption, the covenants, the services of the Lord too. You know what I'm saying? So that pertains to us. You know, as us being those hopeful, Lord willing, being those faithful servants unto the Lord unto the end. You know, and it takes a truly dedicated man to be faithful to something. It's like in school or something, like you got to do a project or something like that. You know, you got to put that dedication in to really see that project get done, because you want to do a good job on the project. You know what I'm saying? What you want to get at.
Yeah.
Our own individual projects that we just trying to get an A on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It says, meaning professed lover, you know? So basically, like the brother said, you want to basically go out there and give it your all, man. This is your profession, as the scriptures say.
You definitely become a professional. You know, if before, you know, you come in, you can tell you don't really know but much, but you know, and then eventually you come around through the years you've been in the truth. You know, you're talking to folks and people, they look at us like, oh, they're professional at that street teaching stuff. Dang, you see how you go out? One person said, you know, I watch y'all and just, how y'all going to scriptures like that? Like, how you get a scripture and have all that in your head? I said, it's the Spirit of the Lord. I said, you probably could do it. He's like, nah, I be watching the Hebrews. Yo, y'all some bad brothers, you know? That's the Spirit of the Lord. You become professional at what you do. You know, whatever it is that you really put your heart into, you're going to end up becoming a professional. If you put your heart into the video gaming world, you're going to be fucking good as hell in the game, going to fucking game events and playing as a professional and all that, getting paid.
The scriptures tell you, rehearse the righteous acts.
Right.
Hey, the Apostle Tar went into the video with Michael Jordan and how he and they leaked the training session of his up on YouTube, and you know he trains like a champion, you know, and it's no wonder why he performed the way that he did when he was out in the court, because what he prepared to be that way, man. And then you know, to keep on doing it, it's like it's second nature, man.
Yeah.
You know.
I got a quick precept. This is Revelation 16 and 14. It says, for they are the spirits of devils, working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of great day of Yahawah Almighty. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. You know, and that was Yahawashi speaking. All right, so, you know, just as Yahawashi told Peter and the men to keep watch at that hour, you know, there wasn't wicked men, you know, but the flesh was calling them to go to sleep. The same emphasis the Lord's putting upon us today, because he knew that the prophets were going to come back, is to what? Stay watching, man. You know, the scriptures say it was our minds to go astray, seek the Lord 10 times more. And you do that by being in the spirit, by praying and dealing with the word, man. You know, dealing with the word, the Spirit of the Lord is going to be with you. You know, if you got faith in Yahawah, as much as you deal with the word, the Lord gives you that measure of faith. You know, because at the end of the day, it's all about faith. We're not going to, you know, come to the end and it's about a quiz. It's going to be about you spiritually overcoming these tribulations that's pressed against us, even when great odds are stacked against you. Like, what are you going to do? You know, are you going to sit and wait for the Lord, or are you going to give in and worship the image of the beast? You know, or take the mark of the beast. You know.
I'm gonna precept real quick. Buzz can break it down if you want. It's Hebrews 10 and 22. Let us draw near with a true heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience and our bodies washed with pure water.
Hey, real quick, having true faith is a part of being a watchman, because if you really got faith in the Lord, you watch, you know, because you can't help it. You know, you just drawn into this thing of the Lord where you just, you know, you have to be a part of it. You're attached to it. That's great faith, you know, to the endurance of all the time the Lord allows us to stay here, you know, and until he come. That show for great faith. The Lord is right now is considered like an invisible power, invisible God. People laugh at us. It's more people that laugh at us than it is people that actually agree or in the spirit of the Lord. These people out there look at the videos and drink their liquor and laugh, crack jokes, and like, look at these dumbass fools wearing those stupid things they wear, you know? Because why? They don't have faith. So when the Lord do deliver his elect, you know how glorified they're gonna be in the kingdom? Even the children of Israel, when they come back, them 2/3 come back, they're gonna be reading about the elect. You know, they're gonna be reading saying, well, dang, yo, how did y'all do it? You know? And you had great faith. You a man of great faith, you know?
If I can add too, man, you know, it's gonna be a lot of people that get put to death more too, compared to a lot of people that are gonna be saved, man. You know, so that goes hand in hand. And you mentioned you know how we have to watch, man, how we send our spirits to watch. Also because you know, we want to get the fuck out of here, man. You know, and like it says on Mr. Rock, I believe 25, like the 9th verse, the scripture say, I count it happy, you know, him that lives to see the fall of his enemies, man. Right? So we're looking out to see the fall of our enemies, man, because that's a happy, beautiful thing to see, man. You know, that's also why we watch as well, man, to see the fall of this motherfucker, man.
Hey, we watch
Verse 7.
Hey, the brother said the fall. We also watch to see when Yahawashi is gonna crack those clouds. Shit, seeing a chariot is like almost seeing the Lord coming back. Because we barely get to see him. You don't get to look up and just say, oh, there's a chariot. Yeah. Nah, when a chariot, you see a chariot and it's showing forth its colors, man, you spirit in your head catch on fire. You know, your ears start lighting up. Yahawashi. You know, because we don't get to see that power. We don't get to see that type of light like that. You know, being in our rim. So just imagine the Lord with the fleet. Ooh, boy. The Lord said, look up, you know?
Man, that proves our faith in itself, man, because like you said, we don't see these things, but yet we believe. Like Yahawashi still Thomas. You know, blessed ye who believe and yet don't see.
Yeah, let me finish this other verse real quick. Verse like Hebrews 10 and 23. Let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. So just going into continuing off of, you know, the definition of servant and, you know, and how what this is our profession, you know. When you look at what the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know, Jeffrey, he was a servant, but what, that was his profession, right? So it's the same thing with us, you know. So we got to take it upon ourselves to be those rightfully loyal and humble servants of the Lord, you know, to do our just due, to please the master at hand. You know, because I like to get into the parable, what I like to call the king must eat first. You know, in Luke 17, you know, when it gets into like when you go out in the field, you know what I'm saying, and then you come into the house, like you're not going to serve your plate and eat first before the king. You're going to serve his plate and ask him if he want any more before you even think about getting your plate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to do everything within our power to complete our part of the mission towards Yahawashi, and we get ours on the back end. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing too. Yahawashi is waiting on. He's waiting for us to get right. You know, because we all work together. We work in him. You know, we're a part of that work where he's gone, but we're here. So we're helping Yahawashi to come back.
Obeying his absence, obeying his absence.
Come. You know, Yahawashi is smiling upon the brothers. You know, he's smiling because he know that. Yeah, they coming. They there. They talking about me. You know, these things I think about sometimes, Salaki. You know, in my mind, man, because it keeps you in that faith. You gotta have faith, man. You know, so sometimes being in this truth, you know, shit in the world, shit be bothering you. You going through shit. You know, shit. Hey, Satan start trying to take away your faith. You know, you gotta be actually drawn in. You gotta have faith like a child, man. A child's imagination is beautiful because he can actually imagine things where, you know, an adult will lose that, you know. Now, as the apostle also say too, we're like realists. We're like realists. We're like the realists. We like, I don't know if I'm saying that right. We live in reality.
Yeah, realists.
The reality of things, man. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes growing cold in this cold ass godforsaken place, you know, you kind of lose out on things you supposed to keep in the faith is. Yeah, your imagination. Because you're getting cold, you get hard as nails, but that's what the Spirit of the Lord working in us. That's that comforter.
And that's the scripture in Proverbs 13, hope deferred maketh the heart sick. But when the desire cometh, it is as a tree of life. You know, basically he's gonna grow up, and when that desire comes, like when you see chariots and when you see, you know, articles about World War III, that's when you get enlightened in the spirit. Like you said, on a day-to-day, it's like, God damn, you know.
Hey, sometimes you could be going through so much that you be like, look, man, I gotta get this done first. I can't even think straight to be trying to be in the scriptures. It might come across his brother's mind. I can't, man. I gotta get out of this hell first before I can sit down and think about the scripture. And brother going off. He going off. You know, he going fuck off. You gotta put the Lord first so that everything else will ease up, man. Because the Lord say he don't give you what you can't handle. So hey, man, brothers be battling demons, man. Shit,
That'd be the best way to get out, get them demons off too, is praying and reading.
Hey, real quick, just since you mentioned that one, I got a scripture for you. It's Matthew 6 and 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Yeah, there it is, man. Seek the Lord first. I'm telling you, man, by example. I mean, by experience, like it. You know, I've learned just personally my little journey in this truth, as a young man in this truth, just putting the Lord first. This truth becomes just, you know, it's just nature. It's just what you do. After a while, when you in this truth, you lose sight of the reality of the world.
Yeah.
What happens is the world gets old. Then you realize that you've been out of the world and you go, well, damn, what the fuck happened to me? You look and be like, yo, man, what the fuck are these niggas talking about? What the fuck is that? Yeah. These niggas doing that now?
You're in a whole other world.
Yeah, because you've been out of the world. You know?
Don't get dragged into a conversation with some Jake that's in the middle of this world. It's like y'all don't even know what to talk about because you've been so far out of tune.
I played sports all my life. Now when I come in contact with Jake and one dude said, I know you a Giants fan. You walk like a Giants fan. I said, nah, I ain't no Giants fan. And then he went to, you know, try to be cool with me, and he wanted to talk about football, but because he figured that I know football. I played football and basketball all my life. I don't know shit now. I can't tell you who the player. I don't watch that shit no more. Yeah. Even basketball, I know basketball a little more than the football players on the team and stuff like that, but I can't get into that shit no more.
Yeah. Hey, that's because we striving into real quick education, the 10,000 hour rule, man. Notice the apostle knows been broken, man. But pretty much it says because they say Esau says, I believe it's Esau, he says spending 10,000 hours on something makes you a master at it, man. And it says 10,000 hours is approximately 417 days. If you devote 3 hours per day, it would be approximately 3,333 days. Well, here's the point: over a little over 9 years. So if you be in this truth every single day for 3 hours a day for 9 years straight, you eventually become a master at it, man. That's the 10,000 hour rule. And the Apostle Nelson GreatMillStone got 30 years, man. 20 years, man. Even I believe if you have about 10 years, you will become a master at this truth, man. According to Esau, 10,000 hour rule. So that's why us being in this truth for so long, upcoming masters, or as the Apostle Nelson say, upcoming elders. Hey, we've escaped this world, man. That's why people say escape the pollutions of the world, because we're becoming masters of this truth, man.
Hey, at the last Saturday, we went to go see the apostles. And I was home meditating and shit, you know, spirit and shit was heavy on me and shit. I was thinking about the apostles. I said, damn, the apostles, the elder apostles of GreatMillStone is the prophets. Yeah. They're not on, they're researchers, they're historians, they're prophets, and they're apostles.
Thoroughly furnished.
Apostles, very
thoroughly furnished.
Thoroughly furnished. Yeah. And why they apostles? Because they were sent out. Yo, man, y'all niggas don't know what y'all dealing with. I'm talking about 2/3 out there. You don't know what, man. Yo, I was just like, yo, these are the men. Yeah. These are definitely the men.
Yeah.
These are the apostles of GreatMillStone are definitely those men from Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi. hands down. Hands down. I think that was running through my mind. I was just like, I'm praising the Lord.
And I think all brothers have similar feelings like that too, because I concur with what you said, man. It's like, yo, man, we rubbing elbows, man, with the men of the Lord, man. It's like, you know, and it's like, yo, even like even in the worst case scenario, like, yo, even though if I don't make it, like yo, I rub elbows with great men. Like I think of it in that type of way.
Yo,
man,
the apostles are, I kept saying, the apostles are researchers, they're historians, they're prophets, and they're apostles. Like, damn.
Parents, man.
Huh? Parents.
Hey,
spiritual fathers.
It's like I came to the truth when I was like 18, man. You know, 25 now. I pretty much grew up under the apostles. The apostles pretty much raised my ass, man. You know, more than my own fleshly parents, man. And you know, I believe I'm coming to a good man. You know, better than the fucking niggas I grew up with in school, man. You know. So hey, double honor to the apostle of the GreatMillStone, man. I want to be the man, you know, I am for Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash, and the apostles of the GreatMillStone, man. You know, thank the Lord I ain't no fucking family ass Israelite trying to pave a way here in America, white picket fence. You know, that's bullshit, man. We could be out of here tomorrow, man. The family of the word could come and that's your ass.
Hey, the spirit of the Lord, through the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone, that the spirit of reality, that's important.
Right.
To cut off the bullshit, the lollygagging, and the folly, but being straightforward, being stern, and being balanced, and just being on point as a watchman. Like that's being a realist. You know, different camps. These other guys out there, they'll hit you with this fashion show. They'll hit you with the numbers. Or we got women in the camp. Yo, we got music. We got rap music. Or we got this thing going on.
Israelite party.
Yeah, Israelite party. That shit is whack as hell, man. You know, the real truth of things is this word, man. Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, and this gospel being taught, the teachers, you know, the prophets are prophesizing, man. But you guys got it.
Yeah, it makes me think too about, you know, the American dream too. The American dream, Jakes, Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans that still have the American dream here in 2019 just goes to show that you're asleep, man. You know, you ain't on your watch. You know, we brought up that scripture, it's high time to awake out of sleep, man. You know, because now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Right.
I got a scripture because I'm going back to how you mentioned I gotta get this hell out of my way, and then I'll get into the spirit. You know, well, this is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You see that? That's one of Satan's devices that he can use because a real quick precept to go with that. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 35. And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that you may attend upon the Lord without distraction.
Yeah, because Satan, he fuck with you, and then here it is. That's, you know, you using that now. You're full of excuses, and excuses. One excuse is gonna lead to two, then two gonna lead to 3, 4, 5, 6, and next thing you know, you just never did it. You know, Satan got away, man. I need to have a personal in the kingdom, you know, and holler at Satan. Yo, you a bad motherfucker. You go, get on them heathens, man, because. No, you good.
I was gonna say that's why the angels they marvel at us.
Yeah, because it's small things, man. The small things matter. The small things are the things that's actually huge, and the huge things are the small things, man. You know.
Well, it's a pit. You know, the system itself is designed to keep you distracted. It's designed to keep you chasing your tail, and keep you occupied on what you need to do to stay afloat instead of having leisure. The system is designed so that you have no leisure time, because what if you had leisure time, you'd have more time to seek the Lord. You know? But now what is it? It's all about paper chasing. It's all about, you know,
Whole pleasing.
Yeah. It's a pit.
Proverbs chapter 21 verse 12. The righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked, but the Most High overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. And you know, that's exactly what we do, man. And that's why it says in the Apocrypha, they are not like them, man. I mean, he's so sitting back like these fucking niggas here, man. these are different uppity niggas, man.
Another fashion.
Yeah, these are a different type of niggas here,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You know, they ain't partying with like Bon Qui, you know, up in the clubs
Yeah.
on Saturday.
He ain't doing no, he ain't tempted to do no.
Bang.
You know, you're like, hey, man. Yeah, they're not smoking weed, you know, because the scripture say they hunt our steps, and they see that what we just going to the store, you know what I'm saying?
Basic
Fucking
man, yeah.
getting organic foods, you know what I'm saying? Reading the scriptures, we ain't doing no nigga shit, man.
Yeah.
You know, so Esau's upset with that, man, and that's why he's gonna bring in the famine of the word.
I got a scripture. This is Galatians chapter 5, verse 16. This I say then, walk in the spirit, which only the elect are going to be walking in, and he shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh like the rest of the world. That's why the devil's mad as hell.
Yeah, hey, that's a bad scripture right there. Because if you walk in the spirit, you won't be tempted to do the lust of the world. You won't even have the time for Satan to even try to tempt you. And the word temptation just means a desire to do wrong or something unwise. So if you're in the spirit of the Lord, you won't get that desire to do something wrong or unwise, you know, something stupid. Now we all ain't perfect, you know, but guess what? You're not gonna be this dude come around with some weed smoke and you smell it and be tempted to smoke again. Why would that shit cross your mind? And if it does, you rebuke that demon, man. You know?
Yeah, the scripture
You ain't
says,
got time for that shit. No, you good.
the scripture says, set not thyself in the place where you're gonna fall. You know? So don't go, it's scripture say, when I be among the industry, observe the time, man. Don't even be hanging around 2/3 like that, man.
You gotta get away from them niggas, man. Gotta get away from that. That's why you have to accompany yourself around men of like-minded, you know, starting with the elders and apostles of GreatMillStone, being with the brotherhood, you know, not forsaking brothers, but being around brothers, because brothers help each other out in their faith. You know, the faith that we have toward each other, the faith we have in Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, and the spirit that we have toward each other, it increases brothers' faith. Watching videos increases your faith. You can't neglect not watching videos. You start watching videos, that's a sign that the Lord's spirit ain't dealing with you, because then now you don't know what's going on. How can you not know what's going on for yourself? For yourself. Me, I every morning I get up, I just look at stroll to what's being said, what the apostles saying, whoever's saying, certain brothers I watch, whatever, just so I can know what's going on. You know?
Even simple phone calls from brothers going into history, just staying in the scriptures, you know what I mean? That boosts brothers' faith too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Another one on Revelations 1 and 3. Blessed is he that readeth. Read, man. You know? Yo, these scriptures is bad, man. The stories, bad. You know what I'm saying? All the way from Genesis to Revelation, man. You know, all the Old Testament stories, Romans 15:4. You know, I believe that's it. You know, it says, all things written aforetime was for our learning, man.
Yep.
You know? So going through all these scriptures, man, this man, Yahawashi said it best, man. You know, the scriptures try to be like rivers of flowing water, man.
Hey, the Lord is actually making it easier for us to stay in the spirit, because he's doing stuff. Like, the Lord is doing stuff around the world for us to talk about. So it's like, it's nothing, you know, that you can't say, well, he covered it. I remember back in it was down the last camp we was in, you know, one dude, this dude, you know, he's, you know, why would I do that topic? He already covered it. So what? You know what I'm saying? You gotta
over and over.
Yeah.
These scriptures don't get tired. You just gotta keep going and going and going. The same thing, you can repeat the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
It always had that powerful effect to it.
Hey, the Lord is doing stuff, and that's for us to report. We see what the Lord is doing, so we see it, and then we go through the scriptures and say, yo, look at this, what the Lord did. We at the end. That's what it's supposed to be like that.
Hey, the Lord himself was a repetitious in the scriptures, man.
Oh, yeah,
You know? He kept on repeating over and over, you know?
Mhm.
We're stiff-necked people, man.
yeah.
You know? Jake hard-headed, man. You know? You gotta keep on drilling it. You gotta drill it, you know?
And then you realize the knowledge that we do retain, the milk scriptures. These people out here, they don't even know them. They can't even swallow the milk.
The milk is meat for them.
Yeah. So then you look at it and be like, you so much on the level compared to, you know, being in the world. You know?
Not to mention, knowledge shall be increased. So here it is on one topic, you'll do a topic, and then 3 months later down the road, you revisit it, but then you go through the scriptures and other edifying points and
Add
ideas
more to that
and
particular-
more
yeah.
expounding can come out on that further video. So just because you already discussed a topic before doesn't mean that you don't have more to add to it later on. You know?
And hey, man, you know, I was on the wrestling team or whatever, man. And when we practice our moves, sometimes we're practicing the same fucking moves over and over, man. This way, when you win that real battle, you got it like that in the back of your head, man. But you don't never want to stop practicing those same moves, man. You know?
It's perfect, because what, you always coming back to your foundation. Like, I don't know boxing how other brothers know boxing, but I know they have you doing all the shadow boxing, all of the basics. Why? Because that's your foundation. Or like with basketball or something, they say if you're messing up on your jump shot, you want to realign your jump shot, shoot free throws.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The fundamentals.
The fundamentals to get your shot back. You know what I'm saying? So you always go back to that regardless, because that is, without your foundation, you don't have shit. So that's what we stand on. The basics that we constantly go over repetitively, you know what I'm saying, over and over. And repetition is the father of learning. And like how the brother just broke it down, you keep going over something, going over something. Nobody can tell you nothing about that one thing, because you done went over it so many times, you done drilled it so many times, you done mastered at it. You know what I'm saying? So nobody can come at you with that, man. That's all it is to it. The Lord is creating young masters, man. Look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Young masters, young kung fu artists in the spirit, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's the real martial arts.
Word. Yeah, King David said he teaches my hands to war. So this is the package, man. It's a whole benefits package, man. That comes with serving BaHaSham. You know, the war, the wives we're gonna have. We're gonna have one shall become 1,000 spiritual powers, man. But the natives practicing those basics. If you got a dude in the MMA who this dude just joined. Say he was in there for like 3 months, but he practiced the same basics every single day. If he stepped to a nigga on the street, not to give him no carnal shit, but if he stepped to a nigga on the street, just off his basics, he gonna be able to whip that ass, man.
Hey, them white boys, them Edomites do that. The Edomites, they'll go to the gym, always to the gym, learn that what you call it? What's they call that? What's that martial arts? Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and then they provoke when they go out to practice their move on somebody in the street. They're real tough. You know, Edomites do that shit. You know. I was gonna say too another thing. Deontay Wilder, he said after his last fight that he was gonna go back to the basics. You know, going back to what the fundamentals. So now, you know, he got this other fight that's about to happen with Ortiz, and he should be more sharp now, you know, more sharp around the bases to be this knockout artist, whatever, you know, just using that as an example, you know.
What's the scripture say? As newborn, if you thought to be teachers, you'd be taught again. 1 Peter 2:2, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word that ye may grow thereby. You know, the basics, the fundamental.
Yeah, because you can't grow without the basics. You know, you can't start running and you can't start running and walking unless you crawl. Because the first thing a baby learn how to do when she want to move or he want to move, they start crawling. Then you notice they could crawl and they start hauling ass across the floor, all fours. You're like, dang, you know. Then when they want to walk, you start standing them up on the coffee table and shit, and then they start kind of galloping around the coffee table. And you be like, yeah, they ready to walk. The next thing you know, you be like, come here. Then he just start coming to you. Like, yo, she walk, yo.
Me even bust her ass real quick. Boom.
And the baby don't even know that it start walking. As soon as the baby realize he walking, it just fall. It just fall like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's kind of sort of with the story of Yahawashi and Peter when he walked on water.
Right.
But brothers got closing precepts.
I got one. 1 Peter 1 and 13. Wherefore gird up the loins of your minds, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought upon you at the revelation of Yahawashi. You know, so as Akim, this really combination of what Akim was going into, man. You know, stay prayed up, of course. You know, stay in the word. You know, and just continue to communicate. You know, with the Lord, man. How you do that? By communicating with Akim, watching videos, and praying, man. You know, and really, you know, it's the spirit. I was thinking about that earlier. It's the spirit that we're doing this lesson now. Why? Because you got this is October, which is Halloween. All right, you got all these wicked ass holidays coming up,
Thanksgiving.
which basically mean this is Esau's bewitching hour, so to speak, man.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, and I met a brother in Houston. He made a beautiful point of how, you know, we really gotta really stay super prayed up at this point, man, because Satan about to come down super hard on brothers, man. You know, and we know you got time of Jacob's trouble coming. All right, this is all still coming, and like I said, at the time, same time where this is a high satanic, you know, time for Esau, man. You know, which basically means we won't be feeling the spirit, but hey, that basically means that we gotta stay sharp too.
It's also too, like you said, I was thinking that it's also we're in that time where, you know, you want to be you don't want to have no spots. You know, you want to be blameless, because these devils are putting up curses against us. So they're hoping that we'll be sort of carnal and not following the Lord, so that they can do something to you, because you're not protected if you're not doing what the Lord said to do. You know, if you're not in the spirit of the Lord and you're venturing and you like that, you're not keeping the Lord's commandments to the best of your ability, then these devils, those prayers, them demons that can't wait to take hold of you, they're gonna get you, man. You know, then you get kicked out of the truth, and in all reality, you're not really the Lord's elect. You know, so like you said, this is like the bewitching hour, all these paid wicked demon days, Thanksgiving, when they slaughtered the native Indians and things like that. You know, this is a time to really fear the Lord, and like the title, watch. You know, because we approaching that hour. You know.
Hey, real quick, man, because man, brother was right, man. Holiday season is really demon season, man. You know, like it started with like damn Columbus Day. You know, Halloween, which we seen all different types of damn creeps coming passing by camp since Halloween, man. You know, all different types of damn bozos, man. Then as brother said, Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, which represents Saturnalia, man, which was a huge homosexual damn festival day, man. You know, and then what? Well, you also got Black Friday, when you could get a slave for cheap. You know, so you got the false ass New Year's, man. Lord willing, man, this be the last goddamn fucking year, man. You know, Lord willing, man.
Hey man, and none of these demons have any power over you, you know?
That's right.
Hey, the only one true power is BaHaSham, Yahawashi, man. So hey, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, man, you feel like you need to get a TV for a good deal. Hey man, ain't none of these, hey, throw praise up to BaHaSham, Yahawashi. Those demons have no power over you.
Right.
You know, none of these demons exist, man. These are the heathen gods' toys, man. I'm gonna give me a TV.
Scripture say we're going to judge angels, man.
Use the world, don't abuse it.
Yeah, use the world, don't abuse the world.
That's right.
That's
right.
Hey man, so Lord willing, this was edifying. You know what was the title again, brother?
It was couldn't that watch with me for 1 hour.
Right.
Alright, so hey, hang in there, man. You know, stay strong, stay diligent, continue to watch, man, because beautiful blessings is coming upon those that watch, you know. And Lord willing, Yahawashi be with us, man. Protect us, protect our families, for be his will. You know, we want to give all praises and all glory
To Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
Alright, Yahawah, Yahawashi, the true living power, there's no God beside me, man. Alright, double honors unto the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone who rule well, and honors and citations to the elect doctrine who doing works of sincerity and truth. Alright, shalom to the hopeful elect.
Shalom.